All right, John, here she is, the 2018 Subaru Forester. I'll give you a little walk around video here, and I'm gonna try to point out any flaws, dents, scratches, things like that that I can find. Hopefully this will be helpful for you. This guy does have like brand new tires on it. Lots of tread life there. So you will have some good tires to get you through for quite a while. What drew me to this one for you is it is in phenomenal shape. Got really minor stuff. You got a tiny little nick in the paint there. These little sensors, that is your reverse auto braking. I don't know if you can see those. So if a dog or a kid were to jump behind you, it'll lock up the brakes. It's a little dirty. We actually just had some rain. Finally getting into fall winter. I think I see a little chip here, but this is the kind of stuff we have on this car. Just really tiny stuff. Nothing big at all. Actually, even where he did the repairs, the body lines are so tight and the paint match was so good, you really can't notice. So we're getting into the section that was probably the most impacted. And I mean, you can see these body lines are absolutely perfect. So this is the fender that was replaced, the headlight, bumper, which I'm very glad they upgraded the bumper. I love this style from the XT. A little sportier, more aggressive. And it's got the blacked out grille as well that they give on the XT, which is kind of a nice little touch. And it's hard to tell. I think this might be a little scuffed. Nope, it's wiping off. But see, I keep thinking I'm seeing rock chips and it's just dirt. And you can see how this lens right here looks like a floating sphere, and that's the part that actually turns with the car as you turn the steering wheel. It's kind of a cool system. All right, that's it for the outside. I mean, really awesome shape. I'm not seeing anything that jumps out at me as far as wear and tear. Let's take you on the inside here. You know what? I'm going to open. We got that big old sunroof. Give us a little more natural light here. There we go. So seats are in great shape. You've got, some typical like creasing in the leather. But that's it. Everything's very solid. There's no rips, tears, anything like that. These are the Super mats. Harman Kardon stereo. I don't know if you have that in yours, but awesome stereo system. One of my favorites. Now, some functions you probably don't have. Obviously, you have traction control. You may or may not have the automatic liftgate there. You can actually set the height for that liftgate as well. So if you had some of the shorter back injury, whatever, this button right here disables your blind spot. Now, I don't know why you'd ever want to do that. But if it's something you do not want, there you go. So you're probably already familiar with stereo controls, things like that. Going through your display settings there, which I got the door open, so I can't. What you don't have, you've got adaptive cruise control. This one's going to let you set the distance from the car in front of you. So rather than having to turn cruise off, turn it back on, it keeps a set distance. This button right here is your lane keep, so it'll actually keep you in the lane as well if you start drifting. And then obviously cruise control, these functions here. No heated steering wheel down here, that's the one thing we don't have. Going over to your screen, this does have the bigger screen. I just noticed there's a little blue dot on here. I'll try to get that off for you. I think it just smells like paint, maybe it's bubble gum. Yeah, if you don't have this screen, this is phenomenal. It is very basic to use. Straightforward as far as audio, home, Bluetooth speaker. It does have CarPlay to mirror your phone onto the screen. And your heads-up display here. Again, this may or may not be something you have on yours. You do have the auto dimming mirror in here, so if you've got someone with really bright headlights, that will dim for you. It also has the 3 buttons there, so you can program a garage door remote to that, not have to use a garage door opener. One function that some people don't like, me personally, it's kind of a love-hate, but when you leave a lane, if you start drifting over a lane, it'll beep at you, give you a warning. You can disable that just by holding that button down, so that's what that is. This is your crash avoidance. So if you are coming up on someone that's, let's say, stopped, you're going a little fast, the car will beep and notify you, hey, you might want to slow down. Not a bad thing to have. Heated seats. Here is the X mode that we talked about, which is basically your 4x4 low. Just good old cup holders. Center console. And then you do have those hookups in there, which I'm sure you're familiar. Does have all the owner's manuals and stuff, which we rarely get. Alright, let's take you in the back here. The back seat looks like it hasn't even been sat in. I mean, there's really not even a crease in it. It's kind of crazy. So again, probably very similar to the Forester you have, but this will be a nice upgrade. Alright, so some cool stuff going on back here. You do have the mat. This is like a $120 mat. Definitely nice to have, throwing stuff in here in the Pacific Northwest. That's one of my favorite features Subaru did. I have dogs, and with dog hair, it always gets stuck in that little looped carpet from the factory. With these, they literally just pop off. You hose them down, wipe them down. You got a clean interior again. So super cool. Alright. And then this, if it was hard to reach that button, this is where you can set that memory height and tell it how high or low, rather, that you want it to go. So again, this back seat just looks untouched. Alright, and we've got the front here. Passenger, yeah, the passenger seat again looks brand new. I mean, this had to be probably a single person that had it before, is my guess. Alright, and then lastly, we will take you around to the engine bay. I do have it running right now, which it is a super quiet car, so it's kind of hard to tell it's even running. It's kind of nice. It does have the hood strut there, so you don't have to have the little stick to keep it up. But again, the accident area, so they did replace this section right here. I mean, the work he did was phenomenal, so everything looks factory. Well, I think that does it. If you have questions, if you want me to go over something that you saw in this video, just say the word. I am happy to help.